Welcome back, everybody. Another episode of Judging Nerd Culture. I'm Ollie.
And I'm Jess.
So,
And this is Mabel.
I slapped the table and scared a Mabel. So this week we're going to be talking about the illustrious, the spectacular, the incredible Fortnite.
Yes, because we're liars. For like the past 2 weeks, Ollie's been like, hey, we need to record. Let's record about this. And I say, no, we need to record Hellblade because we said we would. And I get, like, not mad, but I get, like, determined to record about Hellblade. But then, we don't finish it. So we're talking about Fortnite.
Yes, indeed we are. But before we do, baby.
Yes.
Aside from Hellblade, which you definitely have been playing, right?
I have, yes. I swear I'm almost done. I've gotten to the 3 challenges, like the champions challenges. And if you're listening and you've already played Hellblade and you're like, wow, that's way at the beginning. I don't know that. I swear. I've been playing it.
Don't worry. But let me ask, what else have you been doing this week? What have you been watching, or what has grasped
me?
What has graphed you?
That's graphic.
I don't know what's going on.
I haven't been doing too much. I've been mainly working because thankfully I still have work. So I've just been taking care of little human beings.
Yeah, they talk a lot during all the weird coronavirus commercials of like, restaurants have always been there for you. You should be there for restaurants. Like, what the fuck is that? That's nonsense. But anyways, they always talk about like, these heroes, department store workers, and this and that and the other thing. They never talk about daycare workers, but like, they haven't stopped working.
No.
There's still people, other people still have to work, so do they.
There are, like, preschools and daycares that have shut down in different parts of America, I think. God, those birds. We live in a very cheap apartment, and there's birds in our walls.
Yeah, right
above our heads.
It was cute at first, and then it became a unbearable nuisance.
Yeah. At first, I was like, "Oh, this might be annoying," but they're really cute. It's so sweet, and like, oh, I get to wake up to bird song and all this nonsense. Now,
yeah,
I was naive.
It made me feel like a Disney princess, like this much, and now it doesn't.
Yes,
very quickly.
They scream. They don't like Twitter. They don't tweet. They don't sing. Most of the time they scream. I've never heard a bird scream, but they scream.
So anyways,
moving on. But yeah, I've been working, taking care of these little beans. I have been doing a little more painty stuff and coloring. Some more projects I've been working on that are no way related to this. Just little side stuff, and I've been playing, as everyone knows, Blush Blush.
Blush Blush.
Which I found out today. I was painting outside on the balcony, and I was wanting something in the background, some noise. And I turned on YouTube and found, like a year ago, an old Markiplier video of Blush Blush. Apparently, they kind of maybe put him in the game without him knowing. Which I did not know because I hadn't gotten that far. And I don't know how much farther I'm going to get because it does take a long time. And I'm running out of patience.
Well, I mean, one of these days you could just set the computer up while I'm home and you're not, and I'll let it
Well, sometimes it takes days for things to level up. Unless you pay money that I don't really have right now. Or don't really want
to spend on this.
Yeah. But apparently he is Ichiban, which is that purple tiger.
Oh.
And after I watched him play it, it's him.
That's super weird.
It is super weird. But, like, in some of his dialogue, he references things that Markiplier or Mark has done, or things he just normally says. And, like, the character of Ichiban, his voice is so, like, deep and, like...
And it's like a gamer, too,
like,
right?
Yeah, he's like a pro gamer guy, whatever.
Pro game strats.
Yeah. So they threw him in there. That's something I learned today.
Neat.
But haven't really been doing too much. My back really, really hurts, and haven't been to the chiropractor. I get to go next week, and hopefully it straightens me out, and I don't feel like a 68-year-old woman whenever I try to move.
Mm-hmm. Well, hopefully it doesn't straighten you out too much, if you know what I'm saying. Anyway.
Working at this daycare really took its toll on me more than I thought it would. Like, I've worked at factories before, and, like, yeah, sure, my feet would really hurt. But working at a daycare, like, I love it, don't get me wrong, but, like, right now, my legs hurt, and they feel like I've exercised, and they're sore. Because yesterday, we did so many dancing things because we couldn't go outside, it was raining. I've jumped so much yesterday, and now my legs are tired, my back hurts, and I'm ready for things to go back to normal. What have you been up to?
Oh, well, you see, not a whole lot. I've been playing a bunch of video games because I have a job that doesn't really take up a whole lot of time and mental space, and I can just kind of do it and go. And it, depending on the day, it can take like 2 hours. So it leaves me a lot of time at home to work on the tabletop game I've been working on, and to play video games and whatnots. And see, the thing is, like, I like to dip my toe in a lot of different little things, but I feel like I don't ever stay doing that thing for too long.
Well, you know, you have not everybody, most people have those, like, spurts of, like, ooh, I'm really interested in this right now, you know.
It happens worse with video games than it does with, like, other things for me, because, like, I'll get into the video game and then just kind of get distracted.
Yes.
With usually another video game. But for the past week or so, I've been splitting my attention between that most recent Star Wars game.
Yeah.
Which is pretty freaking great, honestly.
Played by Liam Gallagher.
Liam Gallagher.
Ian?
Ian?
Ian? There is an Ian, right? It's Ian. Liam's the little brother.
Maybe
I haven't watched Shameless in a really long time because it makes me feel depressed.
Yeah, I couldn't watch it at all. It made me feel uncomfortable watching. But yeah, I've been playing Anthem, which is just a Destiny and Warframe ripoff that does not do a great job in terms of, like, actually having content. Mm-hmm. Really fun to play. Like, the actual flying around and shooting and doing shit, great.
Yes.
The rest of the game, I'm going to say lacking. But yeah, that's where I've been paying most of my attention, that and Terra stuff. So, yeah. We've been avoiding the topic long enough. Let's talk about Fortnite.
Are you sure you don't want to keep talking about Anthem?
Yeah, no, I said all I've got to say. Fun to play, not enough of a game.
Okay.
That's pretty much that. If anyone already has it and wants to play with me, I don't know how to do that, but I'm on PlayStation 4. So.
Yeah, slide into his DMs.
Yeah, it was up on Twitter. So yeah, we've played Fortnite a few times here and there, and recently picked it back up within the last, like, 2 months or so, and have played it more than in the past. Played some Warzone, played, a few of these little games that are mostly free, and I find it to be fun. Pretty fun. I played for a little while, got up to level, like, 30. Jess here, though, she's up to level 120 something.
That's not that high, okay?
When you said, hey, you want to talk about Fortnite? I went, I guess we'll talk about Fortnite. Because I like to not like it.
You don't want people to know you like it?
Yes. Especially the people who think I hate Call of Duty. I don't hate Call of Duty, okay?
Look. There's very few things that we hate in our lives.
Yes.
Republicans and people who like to call themselves gamers are probably the two, though.
But
it's not all...
not all Republicans are the worst.
Fine. And not all gamers are the worst.
Yeah. We love Bryce.
No. I mean, yes. But what we mean when we say these things is that the people who are, like, the stereotype of this thing, the people who their entire persona, their personality, their public online images, I'm gamer dude 69. Shut up. Those people have this controlling, gatekeeping sort of mentality that makes video games unpleasant for more people. And that kind of personality is so unpleasant and aggressive that it makes you kind of be like, fuck them. And you make these broad generalizations making fun of this tiny group. So, like, if you love games, you are a gamer. You're probably not a gamer like we're talking about. So, just remember that. Like, I'm a gamer, and like,
Fedora boys.
I mean, it's
neckbeards.
I mean, it's not 2015, but yeah, that. That, but whatever it is in 2020.
I don't know.
I don't know anymore.
I don't know.
The times change so quickly.
The times they are changing.
Either way, if you're a gamer, at least you're not an e-boy. So
I would rather go to gamer club again than sit in a room for 30 seconds with an e-boy.
Hey, gamer club was mostly fun. The only problem is there was like 700 things going on. They're so loud. It's just unpleasant. But that's not what we're here to talk about. So remember the things we just said: love and affection and kind words. So Fortnite. I do enjoy the game, and Jess likes to pretend that she doesn't, but she clearly very much does. And here's the thing. Fortnite for a long time was very popular, but it was also more popular of a thing to be mean about and to say mean things about, because it's a game that attracts a lot of youth. And so Fortnite is the kind of game that attracts a lot of youths, which makes it an easy target for people to shit on, because it's full of kids, and it's like, oh, that can't be important. Children flock to it. It's not highbrow or high-minded or this or that or the other thing. But like, that doesn't mean it's not genuinely of a premium quality. But despite it being premium quality, that mentality has definitely stuck around of like, oh, it's Fortnite.
Yeah. I don't know. It was kind of like Minions.
Well, Minions suck.
It was everywhere, you know? And because it was everywhere, and because everybody did those stupid dances, dumb stupid dances.
Anything that becomes so overwhelmingly pop culture that it's like ingrained in the psyche of people, that it becomes its own memes, it becomes its own subculture of things, becomes a little grating, because eventually you just can't escape it. It's like your favorite song during summer of 2008 was your favorite song for about 2 months, and then, oh, I can't listen to this song ever again. I swear to God, I'm gonna rip my ears off.
Yeah.
Like, it's just oversaturation of anything, really. We'll set your mind ablaze with hatred.
Yeah, and like, I avoided playing it for a long time because I was like, this is really lame. Like, I already don't like all this stuff about it. Why would I want to play it and just be in it more. But then I think it was my nephews who came over, and they were like, "Oh, do you have Fortnite or whatever?" And so we downloaded it.
Had to make some room on my PS4 because it has no space.
Yeah. But as you can see, we downloaded it because a 12-year-old asked us to. Fortnite is a very, I don't know, like you said, it is very much, seems like it'd be a little kid thing, but so many adults play it.
It is. It's deceptive just how many people of what age categories are in these things, in these online games. Back in the day, it used to be like a like a big deal for online games. Like, do you know who you're playing with? It could be a 40-year-old virgin. And it's like, okay, cool. I'm gonna continue to be a 16-year-old child and not talk to anyone while I play an MMO. But yeah, these online games they're really deceptive as far as who's in them, who's playing them, and sometimes the general perception can make you feel kind of like, I shouldn't be playing this, make you feel bad about it. But I don't think you need to feel bad about it. It's a fun game. I have a harder time staying with it. I do like the game a lot when I do play. I find it very entertaining to like, you know, sneak around and try and survive, and especially just hunt down people. Love doing that. Love seeing someone in the distance being like, all right, they're gonna die. No particular reason. It's not, you know, gonna help me win the game, but I do love doing it. But I just can't do a game. I can't continue to play a game that's just that one thing forever. I bounce off those very quickly. Like, I know Overwatch is a very well-made game, very competent, and I've played a couple matches on my friends' accounts, and it's very fun. But after like 2 or 3 matches, I would get bored very quickly. It's just not a game for me. Also, Blizzard sucks ass, and I don't care.
Man, now we don't get a sponsor. I don't particularly like playing with people. I know that's a thing nowadays where they want to like force people to buy more systems and like play with more people around the world with the online gaming. If I'm gonna play with somebody, it's gonna be like somebody who's next to me on the couch. I don't really want to play with Mike who lives in New Jersey. Like I don't know. It's
for some people it's definitely harder to just have a connection with people over the interweb. That's not a thing people say.
I don't know. It's just I know the connection can be very strong and like very real. You can have real relationships online. But for me personally, they feel
distant,
fake. Like I'm talking like well, they're not here in person. Mm-hmm. So it's like, are you real?
Are you
talking to an internet ghost? Like,
are you an imaginary friend that I made up so I can play with someone? Who knows?
No, you could be getting catfished.
By your gaming buddy?
Yeah.
I mean, as long as it gets me the win, I don't care.
I don't know.
But no, I understand what you're saying. Like, it's always more enticing to be able to play with someone that you can see, because you can have more of that like exchange and interplay with each other. You can discuss what you're doing more and like have a more engaging time. And don't be wrong, again, doing things online is really good for a lot of people. It really works for the majority of folks, but there are some who just have a preference for one or the other. And I'm definitely also a solo online game kind of guy. Like I mentioned this a minute ago, when I was younger, I used to play a bunch of MMOs with no one, by myself. I would make guilds and clans or whatever they called them in whatever MMO I was playing at the time, just to play by myself, just to be a group of one, so that I could unlock the things I needed to. Because, like, I don't know, I always have a hard time, like, meeting up with people online and having a digital relationship. So, like, with these things, I always want to play them by myself. So, when they're specifically made to be more of a companion-based thing with online friends here and there, I just have a harder time with it. And with Fortnite, like it's definitely you can definitely made to play solo and with a bunch of different people in different ways, groups, pairings, whatever you want. But it definitely have a solo option. It just also is kind of more of the same. It's very fun every time, but I can play it maybe once a week and enjoy it. You know, one day a week, 3 or 4 or 5 times, depending on how close I get to actually doing anything good. But yeah, I just can't repeat it because it's kind of the same. I'm more of a single player story based game kind of guy.
Yeah.
But I understand that Fortnite, like, it's good. It took the fucking world for a while.
I mean, it's appealing. It has all of the, not customizations, but all of like the different skins you can buy.
Mhm.
It has, I don't know, you can build stuff, and you can even, like, they have their creative mode. They do have a story mode that nobody seems to really know about, but they do have a story mode.
I played that for a minute. It was interesting. It seems like it would have been a lot better if I could play with her, but I couldn't. So it was just kind of meh.
But they, oh, man, I forgot what I was gonna say now.
Oh no, I'm so sorry.
You interrupted me.
I didn't mean to.
Remember one time when we got the comment that said, you know, one of you doesn't sound like you're full of yourself? I remember that.
No, you...
I don't know. It's just when you just want a casual game to play and not have to worry about a story or something. It's kind of fun to jump into this like cartoon world and, I don't know, build something, hack down a tree, shoot someone, maybe possibly win if like there's not someone super good playing. And I know during quarantine there's been a upshoot of like professional gamers playing Fortnite and, you know, different sort of games that are like that, like Warzone and everything. And it's harder for like the, you know, the 15-year-olds or the 20-year-olds or the 24-year-olds
or that 172-year-old.
Yeah, it's harder for them to keep up or to even really sometimes have a fun time playing the game because they keep immediately dying because all of these people who literally, like, it's their life to just play games are playing against this, like, 14-year-old who maybe just plays on the weekends or, like, after school when after he's done doing his homework or something, you know?
When he's definitely done his homework. Oh, yeah, he's definitely done all of it, Mom. Yeah, it's weird that that's become, like, a thing.
Mm-hmm.
I think that's also slowing down now that it's been going on for so long that people are, like, trying to find something else to do.
Mm-hmm.
But, yeah, that's kind of a weird situation.
Yeah.
How do you feel about the way it monetizes itself? Because I know, like, we sort of push back on buying any of the battle pass stuff for a while, but eventually I did buy it for you.
Yes.
And like it seemed like afterwards you really enjoyed getting in there and like, ooh, I got a thing, I got another thing.
Yeah. Well, I mean, it's like a phone game where you have to make small purchases every now and then. They, like, you can play the game without any of the battle passes and be just fine.
I do
play the game just as well. However, the draw to the battle pass is like, ooh, you get to like have these fancy outfits, or you get to have these fancy skins, or you get to, you know, work up your way to make a semi-personalized character.
Mm-hmm. I feel like that's definitely a thing. Like as you play, you level up, and normally it means nothing if you don't have the battle pass. But when you do have it, it's like, I finally can get a custom hair for this lady. I forgot what her name is, and like that definitely is more like enthralling, I would say.
Yeah, so it appeals to people who like to collect. Mm-hmm. And I like to collect things in games. And this, you know, buying the battle pass, you get to collect a bunch of stuff. And keep it, and it's fun.
Yeah.
I don't mind it. I mean, you can buy the game, the story mode game, or you can buy extensions or special bonus packs, with outfits and all that. But I like that they give you an option that is just as good, if not, less aesthetically pleasing. But they give you that free version to play.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. I also like that their monetization format doesn't have like you know what you're getting when you get the thing.
Mm-hmm.
Like a common monetization method is loot boxes nowadays. Although I think those are turning, on the downtick because they're fucking awful. And they were considered gambling for a minute and forced to be taken out of certain games because of the way they were used.
Yes.
Battlefield 2 had a fucking court date.
Yeah.
But the way they do it is like, oh, I want to look this way. Here's $5. I look this way now. Neat. And the battle pass system, I think, is a pretty fair way to reward players the more they play. And even not the creative mode, even the story mode, whatever that is called, save the world mode. That's it. That's what it is. Like, birds. It might not be the most polished, the most impressive part of the game, but it's still a really interesting idea.
Mm-hmm.
And it does have the option to play with people, and I'm sure that would make it even more enticing, because at that point it's Minecraft meets Left 4 Dead, which was their original pitch. And while Battle Royale is fun and dandy, that phrase sounds amazing. So if you got the right situation, if you were in the right situation, I feel like the Save the World feature would be even more popular than most other games.
Maybe.
I don't
know.
Maybe someday. Yeah, overall, I think it's a pretty impressive, if not game story at the very least, because it was a completely different game. It was just the Save the World feature, and then PUBG exploded with this Battle Royale feature, and they're like, what if we just did that? We have this area, and we have we have plenty of space. Just throw them all in there? Okay. and then they won.
Yeah.
They won.
and I like that they every now and then they don't give you a different map, but they make the map different. The lighthouse, I don't know if you're familiar, if people listening or watching are familiar, but the place that is the lighthouse could have been a Viking ship or something, or they change it every now and then, and it's not like it's a completely different map. They're just different things in those locations, and maybe a different environment in that location. And they also team up with a lot of, or at least they have been lately, teaming up with a lot of different companies or different celebrities or well-known people to Travis Scott. They a small special kind of concert with him, which I attended and was pretty cool.
Yeah, it was pretty neat. I remember we were watching, watching, I guess, watching when that was happening. And I was watching you do that and thinking to myself, man, I want to shoot that guy. Why don't they let you shoot him? Why don't they make him a boss fight? That would have been amazing. But
that would have been cool, but
it was still neat.
Yeah.
It was still really cool that you were part of this digital concert. Because it's in a video game, so they could make it these wild things, these wild effects.
They also, I didn't watch this one, or I didn't really get all the details or information on it. But if I am remembering correctly, I'm pretty sure they had a sort of musical, I don't know if it was the same kind of concert, but it was definitely music with Steve Aoki and a couple other people, I think. I think it was Steve Aoki, but it was some different DJs that played, and I think that's really cool because they're at least attempting to change things up.
Yeah,
they're attempting to not be the same old thing all the time, and especially right now during quarantine, where people are
bored out their mind,
constantly playing video games. At least some people, and they're just getting bored of the same old thing.
Mm-hmm. No, it's. Even though some of them I don't think I'd ever really attend or pay attention to be honest, I still really commend the attempt. Because, trying anything, I think, is something that should be mildly rewarded. Like, hey, did you try today? Good fucking job. Not even sarcasm, literally good job.
Yeah.
So like to branch out and try these things, I think is commendable, and many of them will probably fall flat because that's just what, practice and testing is. But on occasion, you'll find something that really, really hits, and that's awesome. Although I do have one thing that kind of pinches me in the gooch, something that just kind of bothers me. The map does change a little bit, but like I'm so tired of this place.
You want to change already now?
The complete different map. Just give me two or three different maps, and it rotates.
I mean, it has been a while with this one, with like that has the lighthouse and like the gas stations and the
secret agent locations or whatever.
Yeah.
So like, I guess maybe I just would like to shake things up a little more often. But yeah, I want a new location, and I think they would do well to keep that a little more fresh. I'm not saying weekly thing, but if they work out a chance to set down like a couple of different island frameworks and then rotate them on a weekly basis or whatever, like, all right, now we're on this island, now we're on this island, now we're on this one, I think that would help keep things kind of fresh and give them more time to develop other places and other situations without people getting bored.
But I feel like maybe it'd also require more updates, or at least bigger updates, like heftier ones.
Maybe.
Or more work, and they probably already put so much work into what they have now, and also working with the celebrities or the popular, famous people.
Yeah, I don't know. That's that's something that would appeal to me at least. Yeah, that's honestly all I have to say. If as far as Fortnite goes, it's luckily it's not a thing that has too much nuance. Like, there is plenty to talk about if we want to dive into something, and if you want to talk about any of the things we mentioned regarding the way people will confront Fortnite, the way people talk about it, the social impact of it, which is a weird thing to say. Yeah. If you want to talk about any of that in length, talk to us in Twitter, in the comments, wherever the hell you want to. But overall, it's pretty just what it is.
Yeah. I mean, I don't play it all the time, but if I'm in the mood for something easy, well, I guess not really easy, but something casual.
Something easy to enjoy.
Yes. Something I don't have to pay too much attention to, or that, like, I'm not too upset about dying or whatever, then sometimes I'll play Fortnite. Like, I feel like shooting someone instead of being a terrible, terrible, awful person and doing it in real life. I'll do it in a video game.
It's an interesting experience that has become in and of itself. So if you haven't already played Fortnite, which would be a wild thing if anyone at this point in their life hasn't played it for at least one round, but give it a shot. It's free, and if you have enough memory space on whatever system you're using, because it's available on all of them, including your phone, I think. Or is that PUBG?
I think it's Call of Duty.
Anyways, you can play it on fucking anything at this point.
Yeah.
So give it a shot. It's at the very least, it'll give you 20 minutes of enjoyment, and what's that worth to you, I guess? Free? I think that's worth it.
Yeah.
All right, I'm gonna say goodbye.
Okay, I'll say goodbye too.
Bye.
Love you.